Support for this podcast comes from the law firm of Davis Malm. Whether you're a developer, property owner, manager, or commercial tenant, their real estate attorneys know the lay of the land, not just the law. Learn more at davismalm.com.
WBUR Podcasts, Boston.
I'm Daryl C. Murphy, and you're listening to The Common. Emily Schario, head of content for the B-Side from Boston Globe Media. What's up?
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure. I'm so excited to have you. This is a big deal. The B-Side and The Common have come together.
Worlds are colliding.
Hell yeah. So, Emily, I'm going to start this off by asking you, do you have a dog?
I do not, but I desperately want one. The puppy fever is very real.
Tell me, what kind of dog you want?
You know, I don't really discriminate. Anything that wants to cuddle me at the end of the day, but I did grow up with an English Springer Spaniel whom I loved very dearly. They're the best cuddle size, in my opinion.
Well, I hope you get that dog. I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. I want
Thank
you to have that dog. I hope it comes to your life soon. So, Emily, I ask you that because this month, June, the city has introduced a new dog-friendly initiative. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So last month, the city of Boston announced a new policy to allow dog-friendly spaces at outdoor dining patios and beer gardens. So if you're a restaurant or a beer garden with an outdoor space and you're in Boston, you can now apply for a dog-friendly spaces variance.
Nice. So tell me, how many places are able to do this now?
So right now, 24 places have been approved, and there are about 5 more in the pipeline right now. So it's kind of like a rolling basis. The application process is actually pretty straightforward, where you just fill out the form from the Inspectional Services Department's Health Division. You send over a drawing of your patio space with the dimensions of the space that will be dog-friendly. And then once the city gets it, it's kind of like they approve them as they roll in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So a lot of cities have restaurants with dog-friendly patios. Why is Boston doing this now?
Right. So I think simply put, there was a ton of demand. The city got lots of feedback from both residents and business owners who just wanted to have their pets join them for outdoor dining, especially with the city's outdoor dining program over the last 4 years. And not being able to do so was frustrating for a lot of pet owners. One Allston resident said that it was upsetting that the city had created a new dog park, but still didn't allow dogs in beer gardens or outdoor patios. And Ron Friedlander, who's one of the co-founders of Aeronaut Brewing, who now has one of the dog-friendly patios in the city, said that in the past, they've had to turn away customers who've shown up with their dogs. So they're really excited about this new change.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is this good for businesses, you think?
I think for a lot of people, it's definitely a draw. I mean, dog owners and business owners have been asking the city for something like this for a while, and it definitely doesn't hurt the city's goal of wanting to draw more people back downtown. Shagun Idowu, the chief of economic opportunity and inclusion for the city, said that the policy, it's going to create opportunities for more residents to hang out later in the night, which if you're a dog owner, you know that you have to think about how long you can leave your dog at home when you're heading out for the evening. And one B-Side reader actually said, I have 2 dogs and sometimes I have to cut my night short. So I think it definitely could kind of bring some vibrancy back, especially to downtown.
I don't have a dog, right? But let's say I go to one of these dog-friendly patios. I just want to have a drink with a buddy who does.
Yep.
What should I expect to see when I'm there?
Yeah, so, there's rules for both the business owners and for the pet owners. So if you're heading over there, I think some general things to keep in mind are employees, they can't touch a dog while they're working. So even if your dog is super cute and super friendly, while they're on the job, they gotta, obviously for sanitary reasons, can't touch the dog. You're going to see tables that have hand sanitizer on them. There's going to be, a designated trash can for waste. Dogs can only be served in bowls that owners bring in or in single-use containers. You're not going to see a lot of tableware or preset tableware in dog-friendly areas, and you're not going to see any food or drink prep in those areas.
Okay.
And then for the dog owner side, obviously these are the rules, and presumably people will be following them. But the idea is is you're going to see dogs on a leash or in a pet carrier at all times. This isn't going to be just a free-for-all of dogs running around. It's not a dog park. It's still a restaurant at the end of the day. There's no Lady and the Tramp funny business, so even though you may let your dog lick your plate at home, that can't happen at these outdoor patios. They're not allowed to be on tables or chairs. So, presumably the dogs are going to be, they're not going to be a focal point of the restaurant. They're just going to be a guest that is meant to be well-behaved, kind of sitting next to you on a leash.
How would a restaurant handle it if, like, a dog decides to take a crap next to the table or something? That feels like a serious hygiene problem.
No, it definitely is. And, while one of the rules is having a designated trash can for waste, there definitely is kind of this variable of unpredictability.
Yeah.
I would say that not everyone loves this new policy. Dog owners may really, really love it, but we can't neglect this other group of people that I think has very real concerns about it. So
yeah, what are they saying?
So Globe columnist Marcela Garcia wrote a great column the other week, basically saying that this policy kind of only works in theory, and there's a couple reasons. And one is that the policy puts the onus on the dog owners to keep their dogs in check. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a great point, because the reality is, no matter how perfect we may think our dogs are, not every dog is an angel. We actually polled our B-side readers in our newsletter the other day about their thoughts on the policy. And while more than half of respondents said that this was their dream, to be able to bring their dog to a restaurant or to go to a restaurant with dogs there were plenty of people that said it was their worst nightmare. One reader wrote that she has trouble being near dogs due to a bite incident. And then you obviously have, I would say, the most obvious of the issues is allergies. People are allergic to dogs. And even if they're outside, there's kind of no getting around that. And so, while there's definitely a lot of energy, especially in the dog owner camp of, yes, I can finally bring my dog to a restaurant. Boston's becoming more dog friendly. There are a group of people that this may negatively impact too.
Yeah, you can't please everybody.
Exactly.
We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back.
Politics has never been stranger or more online, which is why the politics team at Wired is making a new show, Wired Politics Lab. It's all about how to navigate the endless stream of news and information and what to look out for. Each week on the show, we'll dig into far-right platforms, AI chatbots, influencer campaigns, and so much more. Wired Politics Lab launches Thursday, April 11th. Follow the show wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back. Tell me some of the businesses that have these dog-friendly patios.
So as of Tuesday, there are 24 dog-friendly patios in the city.
Okay.
And of the 24 of them, about a third of them are either beer gardens or breweries. So the local beer scene is having a hot dog summer. You got favorites like Dorchester Brewing, Aeronaut Brewery, Long Live Roxbury Tap Room, which just had their soft opening this past weekend. And then you have places like Cisco Beer Garden, which, if you're familiar with this beer garden in the Seaport, it is packed with 20-somethings, Thursday through Sunday. And, throwing dogs into the mix, I'm not really sure how that's going to play out, but I imagine folks are probably going to have a fun time with that. But it's not just the brewery and beer garden scene. There's also a ton of great casual restaurants like the Salty Pig in Back Bay, which has great charcuterie and pizza and pasta. You have the Anchor in Charlestown, which is this multi-level space that has a wine and a beer garden and performance space. And then there's the Super Bien in Brighton, which is this Latin American-inspired grocery bar. But then, because normally when I think of places that you're going to bring your dog, I think of the beer gardens, I think of the casual spots, I think of, the spots where you're just there to grab a drink. But there's actually a ton of date night spots that I would say are on the ritzier side that are now available for a party of 3, as we could say. So there's SRV in the South End, which is a really great Italian spot. There's Uni in the Back Bay, which is one of Ken Oranger's restaurants, which has great sushi. And then there's Moonshine 152 in Southie. They do street food with regional and Asian flavors.
Does the city have a list somewhere that folks can look at to see all the participating businesses?
Yeah, so the city, unfortunately, doesn't have a proper list on the website of participating businesses. But that said, the B-side, we're keeping tabs on new spots being added all the time. Actually, yesterday, the Koji Club in Brighton was just added to the list, and they are actually named one of the best bars in the country by Esquire magazine and one of the best new restaurants in the world by Condé Nast Traveler. So,
oh, wow.
Like I said earlier, it's very much on a rolling basis. New places are coming out every day. There's 5 more businesses who have applications under review, one of which requested a dog-friendly variance for 2 locations in Boston, so technically 6 sites under review. So we should hopefully be approaching 30 spaces in the next week or so.
Right on. Well, Emily, thank you so much for coming through to The Common and talking to us about this. It's such a pleasant story, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
That's Emily Schario, head of content for the B-Side from Boston Globe Media. And that's our show for today. Thank you so much for listening to The Common. Are you pro-dog patio or anti-dog patio? Let us know. Hit us up on Instagram at WBUR-TheCommon or send us an email at thecommon@wbur.org. Or if you have a dog, just send us a picture of your dog. We'd love that too. I'm Daryl C. Murphy, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.